beginnings and endings.
Well, can you explain then when the time frame that you were coming into play where, psychoanalysis was not in existence, psychology really wasn't around, but the phenomenon of the body exhibiting, major neuroses and ways of being, was it to solve the problem of the body by way of the mind? I mean, it's so easy in this day and age where we have all these three avenues where we realize that the mind, body, and spirit make up the crucial part of your body. So,
Bless me and bless his body. Now, yes, that is true. I did do a lot of working with the mind because one aspect affects another. Surely you must realize this, because if you are not healthy in mind or body, or now in a spirit, the others will suffer. So I realize this, that if you are not healthy of the mind, the body will surely try to mimic.
I have an interesting point of view on that from your life, because as Freud got older, what happened and manifested in your body tremendously was the cancer, your body. As you aged, I think the more involved you got with the mind part, did you notice the body disconnected and was trying to get your attention? Can you talk about, I mean, now from your perspective of being non-physical, you can probably make the connection, but probably being in the middle of it, you couldn't. So can we talk about that? Because to me, that is really fascinating.
Well, I did not focus on balance. That's what you're saying.
Right.
And I tried to push things too far. And then there were certain physical aspects of my life where I did badly, which affected me later on.
The smoking.
Mm-hmm. But then again, over half of the population smoked if they had the currency to do so.
Right.
As well as alcohol and other things.
Well, and yeah, because back then you didn't have the research and understanding of you have an excessive amount of intake of a substance that it's going to affect the body long term. And, we know now for sure. But to me, it seems like the more you made revolutionary, put together patternings and explain outcomes, that the more advanced you got with your mind, that the body really just suffered a lot.
Well, another interesting thing. Also going into other parts of science with this, naturally, the human psyche is, driven to seek out, any pleasures that it can and try to avoid any of the negatives.
Right.
So, thus being back then, whether it be, trying to find women, smoking, drinking, or doing other things that were considered bad for your body but produced a temporary state of euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
That was really what most people did back then.
And so you were no different.
Indeed. Obviously not all at once.
Yeah.
But I live by that philosophy that you will always try to seek out the pleasures and avoid the pain or the negative. So it is true even in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be a thing that will continue on to later generations and always, forevermore will be.
So would you say back then in your practice that you were seeing a lot of the patients that you're trying to treat, that they didn't know how to move past the pain part and seek the pleasure part, that they were stuck on the pain end and what didn't have an outlet or expression or relief from?
Yes.
Is that what you found?
Yes, because several patients, I remember this one who will remain anonymous for several reasons, had a career or a specified job for many years, never married, never had a hobby or any type of relief. Over the course of years, that had not only turned his disposition towards others and himself and even life very bitter and sour, but also has made his body very, very incompatible with many different things. Had constant allergies, was sick almost half of the year, and was sterile.
Wow.
Whereas before, when the physicians treated him, he was perfectly fine. Now, riddle me this: what transpired between them then and then?
What did you find?
I found because his psyche was so out of balance that the body had to meet up with it because they don't like having two variants.
So, what was his dreamlike state like? Was it Nightmare City? Was the manifestation of what was going on in his body translated into his mind?
No, it was more of unable to sleep, 3 hours at the most.
Wow.
So constantly falling asleep to wake up and then fall back asleep again. So constant in the state of when entering REM sleep, not being able to hold it for long and then waking up again.
Wow, that must have been a torturous situation. Did you resolve his issue?
Yes, but unfortunately his body did not last very long because the damage had been done.
Wow.
But
So,
however, I do have to say, in the final 4 months of his life, he was happier than he's ever been before. So, in that aspect, releasing all that, even at a point of no return, can be crucial.
did that affect his when he released the body and went back into the non-physical? Did that help to ease back into his understanding of who he really is? You know, because of those 4 months of relief and alignment.
From my understanding, yes.
Wow.
The doctors told him, or the physicians at the time,
Right.
told him that he had 2 weeks to live at most, and
Wow.
he defied them by at least 3.5.
Wow. That's amazing.